Hey guys, welcome to another episode of On Recovery on Location. Thank you for watching. It's been a bit rough. It was starting to look a little up, and I also have other symptoms that I don't necessarily think are from the concussion, but have been kind of like a long time brewing, and I've had several doctors ignore it. Such as the plight, as we know, in the healthcare system here in America. But I finally, found two doctors that were like, yeah, that you shouldn't have that, which I'll get into in a little bit. So we wanted to do a couple of MRIs, and the first one was of the cervical spine, and the second was of the thoracic. When they did the cervical, everything seemed to be okay, except located in the thoracic, they found a cyst and wanted to get a closer look. Between my shoulder blades, I believe. And I have the specifics, but I believe that's where it is. And upon doing the second MRI, the good news is it's not tumorous. But they also don't think it's the cause of my symptoms. And they do want me to see, I want to see a neurologist, which is next on the board. But they do want me to do like concussion physical therapy, which I think falls under that. There's a couple different things physical therapy wise you can do to get yourself back on track. And I'm still studying cognitive fitness. So all of that will be included in all my writing that I will eventually share with everyone once I kind of gather it and, spell check it 1,000 times. So with the cyst in my spine, there's not much that you can do with that kind of thing unless it's really bad, then they would drain it. They were wondering if I had what would be myopathy, which I suppose now if it's in the thoracic, it'd be thoracic myopathy. But originally they were suspecting cervical myopathy or stenosis, a version of that, which you can get younger if you're in a sport like professional wrestling. And a lot of the other symptoms I've had progressively get worse over time are my hands and arms are just sharp pain. They just have like sharp shooting pain. And it like centralizes in the shoulder, the elbows, the wrists. And then my hands just hurt all the time. Like even when I'm sewing or even when I'm wrestling, like all of those things. So sometimes you might see me with KT tape. It's because of that. And I was at the doctor like, hey, like this is a thing that's pretty serious too. I need to get that solved because they thought it was carpal tunnel, which I do have. But the cortisol shots that you get in your wrists only last a little bit of time. So I I was explaining all of these symptoms, right? Like I'm dropping stuff in the kitchen. I sometimes can't feel things. Like it just feels like when you're asleep, when your arms fall asleep, my arms do fall asleep all the time. Like I can't sleep with a pillow here or any of those kinds of things that may sound very comfortable. And even when I'm sleeping on my back, face up, they still get numb. I've been experiencing that kind of numbness and shooting pain from my legs, like from my hips down. And back when I sprained my hip and I was out for a little bit there, I don't think it ever, came back fully or healed fully. So I was wondering if there was like something left over from that, which we haven't really looked at if that would be the cause. But since it's in my arms and my legs, including not the one that was on the sprained hip, we thought maybe it was something to do with the spine. I do believe there's some kind of like nerve issue there. And I don't think it's nerve damage per se, because I think I would be more unable, but I don't want it to get to a place where it is nerve damage. So I was going to extend my time off for professional wrestling so that I can make sure that I feel great and I feel that my opponent would be 100% safe with me in the ring. Not that I feel I would drop them or anything, but I don't want to risk any of those things. And I do want to come back to have a very long, successful run. So in order to do that and take care of my opponents and my friends, I am going to make sure I complete all kinds of physical therapy and that I can like be 100% in the gym again. So I have started my power yoga. I'll be sharing those things with you coming up on OnlyFans and any updates on Patreon. So thank you all for subscribing and for supporting me. Those will be my full-time jobs, I suppose, plural. For now, I will be doing 100% in content making. I have school coming up in August. So all of your support is just amazing and wonderful. And I love doing this for you. I have pictures and all kinds of weird things I did at the MRI that I'll try to compile together in something for you all. But I did want to share that quick update with you. Nothing is very comfortable physically in that way. I can kind of like, yoga was great. I went back to a class, and it looks like they're doing teacher training, which would mean I can learn alternative moves or alternate moves for injuries and ailments. I'm very interested in that, and it doesn't seem to be clashing with UPenn. So that's something I will probably look into, to have other ways of working out that I can include, not only for myself, but share with you all and share with my friends, the wrestlers and the workers that I'll be making this recovery book for. So this has been an episode of On Recovery on Location. I'm Solo Darling. For those of you just watching for the first time, thank you. Thank you all for continuing to be with me on my recovery journey. Until the next time.